Saving America one entrepreneur at a time, it's the Biz Wrap Podcast with your host, Michael Manahan. The show that celebrates small business and entrepreneurs, it's Biz Wrap Radio with your host, small businessman, educator, and author, Michael Manahan. And welcome to another edition of Biz Wrap Radio. It's your host, Michael Manahan, and thank you so much for joining me this week. I'm so excited about this week's show. We've got a great guest lined up, but before we talk about that, let's talk about Biz Wrap Radio. If you're new to the show, we are the show all about small business and entrepreneurs. Yes, the lifeblood of the American economy. Now, don't be fooled. A lot of people out there will tell you that all the jobs are created by the government or by big corporations. Not true. Most of the jobs as we pull out of the recession in this country were created by small businesses, entrepreneurs. They are what makes this country tick. And by the way, the significant difference between the United States and, say, countries like places like Western Europe is the entrepreneurial spirit and the number of small businesses and entrepreneurs that we have. So we here at Biz Wrap Radio, big supporters of small business. We feature on the show experts who can help you as a small business person run your small business more effectively. We feature sources of capital if you need money to help you run your business. And, of course, most small businesses need money. That's how you grow your business. You take that capital, you put it to work, you pay the capital back, and you make a nice big profit. At least that's the plan. And, of course, we feature entrepreneurs on the show, successful entrepreneurs. Some of them are startups. Some of them are operating businesses. But you're not going to get a Zuckerberg on this show or anybody who's a billionaire because, quite frankly, those guys are really pretty rare. Most entrepreneurs are just average Joes. They're making an average living, maybe over many years in business. They accumulate a reasonably modest amount of wealth, a few $1 million, but they're not billionaires. They're not driving around in $300,000 automobiles. They're not taking their private jets here and there. They're your neighbors. They're people who live in your community, and you need to support them. We at Biz Wrap Radio are really big about supporting people in your local community. Small businesses as well. You know, it's amazing when you start to look at the big corporations and the products that they make. They're no longer even American corporations. I mean, Budweiser now, American company for many, many years, bought out by an international beverage company that I think is half Dutch and half Brazilian or some crazy thing like that. And yet, if you look in the beverage market, you'll see, at least the beer market, you'll see that there are hundreds of these small craft breweries opening up all across the country. And quite frankly, they're producing better products than Budweiser ever produced. And if you buy a local craft beer, you are helping to support a local entrepreneur. And speaking of beverage companies, I'm so excited to have in the studio with me today Alex Bayer. He's the CEO of Genius Juice. And no, they're not in the beer business, but they do make a very healthful product line of juices. And Alex, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mike. It's good to be here.
Well, now tell me, what is Genius Juice and what do you actually manufacture?
Sure. Well, Genius Juice, it's very simple. It's an organic coconut smoothie. So we're the first company to blend whole coconuts, and that's coconut water and coconut meat. And prior to our brand coming out, which debuted in July of 2014, there was only really coconut water on the market. And we just wanted to do something really different, really innovative, and really add a lot of health value to our product. So we decided to take the other half of the coconut, which is the meat, and we carve it out, we throw it in, we blend it with the water, and you get an organic coconut smoothie. So
wow, that sounds neat. When you walked in, you gave me a bottle, and I'm looking at it right now. It's got this weird-looking character on it that I guess is a coconut head. Is that
yes.
what it
And who does it look like to you?
It looks like you, except it's got a lot more hair than you have.
Yeah. That's what I used to look like when I first started the business.
And it says Genius Original Coconut Smoothie. Now, I'm going to actually taste this on the air just so I can tell the listening audience what this tastes like. So just bear with me 1 second of silence here while I take a gulp.
This is real. He's drinking it.
Wow, that is tasty, and it tastes. You know what it reminds me of? You know when you travel down to the Caribbean or into the tropics, the guys come along with a cart and they have the green coconuts, and then you pay them a couple of bucks, and they take a big machete and they chop the top of the coconut, and they put a straw in there, and you drink the coconut water, and then afterwards you take your spoon and you sort of scoop out the soft coconut inside there. That's just what that tastes like.
Exactly. We really wanted to give people that experience where it's real coconut. You know, literally the original coconut smoothie, the one that you just drank, is just 2 ingredients. It's just the coconut water and the coconut meat. So by giving people that real, authentic experience, like you are cracking open a coconut and eating the meat and drinking the water, and that's what we aim to do. I think we succeeded at it.
Okay, now you said that just 2 ingredients, water and coconut. So what about all those preservatives and those the things we usually see on the label that you can't pronounce, that you see in a lot of the beverages that we consume?
There's like Z's and X's.
Exactly. Yeah. No idea what that stuff is.
Yeah, basically we didn't want to put anything in that we could not pronounce. And, we wanted to keep it as simple and clean as possible. So, it's not a long shelf life product compared to a lot of others you see on the shelf, but it's real and it's fresh. So we don't include any preservatives, no added sugars. It's also non-GMO, non-genetically modified, and also USDA organic. What's also really cool is we work with farmers in Thailand. So our coconuts are sourced from a district called Ratchaburi in Thailand, which is the southwest region. And we work with the farmers to certify their farms organic.
Wow.
So
that is so neat. And I love that. I love the fact that let's face it, you're not a huge multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Not yet.
But here you are, you're manufacturing this product in the United States using materials, ingredients that you have sourced halfway across the world, and you're able to work as a small business person. 30, 40 years ago, I don't know if you could have done that, but today with transportation and technology and all the rest, you can literally be working with people around the globe, even if you're just a small little entrepreneurial business right here in the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a little bit, it's not easy when you're sourcing, across the world. It's much, there's a lot of businesses that source locally in California, for kale and other veggies and fruits. So it requires a lot of upfront work to make sure that you can harvest enough coconuts so that you can make your product here. So we actually make the product locally here in Orange County. So that's good for everyone to know that we're a local company. We support the local economy. We hire local people. But we do need to source it from across the world. There are 26 different countries that grow coconuts. The Philippines, Brazil, Sri Lanka, Indonesia. But we selected the Thai coconut because it has literally the sweetest taste in the world.
So did you actually go on I'm just thinking about this. Hey, I'm taking a business trip. I'm going to spend 3 weeks, 4 weeks traveling to all these exotic places, tasting the coconuts. Did you do that?
I wish we had the money for that. What's really cool is I got to try them all right here in LA because LA is like the melting pot,
of course,
for food culture. So I found Brazilian coconut, I found Mexican coconut, I found Thai coconut. But I wish I had, maybe later down the road I could take that trip, but not now. I'm too busy working.
Well, I'll go with you because I'd love to do that. It's any place that grows coconut to me. is probably a pretty good place to go. Warm climates, tropics,
Totally.
and all the rest of the stuff, nice beaches. Okay, so again, if you just joined the show, this is BizRap Radio. I'm your host, Michael Manahan. I'm here with Alex Bayer, who is the CEO of Genius Juice. Genius Juice is a line of products that. Well, Alex, let me ask: is it only coconut water that you make at this stage of the game?
So we have our main product, which is the coconut smoothie, and right now it's really surprising. A lot of brands have a lot of flavors, and 10 flavors, 15 flavors. Right now, we are riding on one flavor, which is the original coconut smoothie, which is just those two ingredients, the coconut water and the coconut meat. But I think this is a good place to plug our new flavor that's coming out October 1st.
Okay, before you do that, we are literally 30 seconds to commercial break, and I want to make sure you have enough time to talk about that. So we're going to save that, talk about our new product, the Genius Juice new product, right after commercial messages. But very quickly, Alex, somebody's interested in Genius Juice, where do they go?
They go to our website. It's geniusjuice.com, and you can actually find a store locator on the front page to find a store near you carrying Genius Juice.
Okay, and that's another thing we should talk about. Where actually can you buy Genius Juice? So it's Mike Manahan, your host, BizRap Radio, here with Alex Bayer, Genius Juice, and we're going to be back right after these messages. And welcome back to BizRap Radio. It's your host, Michael Manahan, and thank you for joining us today. If you just joined the show, we are in studio with Alex Bayer. He is the CEO of Genius Juice. And Genius Juice, one of their primary product is a original coconut smoothie. And I was tasting the original coconut smoothie in the first segment of the show, and wow, the stuff tastes just like a fresh coconut, just like if you were down on the beach in Cancun and one of those guys came along with a little cart and he took his machete, chopped the top off of a coconut and handed it to you with a straw. That's just what it tastes like. Alex, again, thank you for joining me today.
Great to be here. Thank you.
So you were, just before we went to break, you were mentioning that you actually have another product that is coming out.
Yes, we're super excited about it, because we've had one flavor for literally a year and a half, which is the original coconut smoothie. And on October 1st, we're going to be launching nationally our new flavor, which is the coffee coconut smoothie, just in time for the fall. And it's going to have, an entire coconut, the water and the meat from the coconut blended in to the bottle. Plus, we're going to use fair trade coffee. We're going to have organic vanilla and chocolate, and also a little bit of stevia.
Wow, so all of that is combined into one drink. And what do you call it?
We're calling it the coffee coconut smoothie.
Coffee. Well, that's pretty simple, isn't it? By the way, I'm looking at the label here, and it does say right on the label, just so people know that you weren't kind of BSing there, every bottle has a whole coconut.
That's true.
So you're able to get the contents of one whole coconut into this bottle. What is it, 12-ounce bottle? That is amazing.
Yes, we do. We don't include the shell in there. That's just to clarify for anyone that goes to buy it. You're not going to be choking on, shards of coconut.
Well, that's good to know.
But everything
Absolutely.
inside the coconut is in that bottle.
That is great. Now, why coconut? Is there something about coconut? Obviously, I love coconut. I mean, I can drink coconut. I can eat coconut, drink coconut water, drink coconut smoothies. In fact, I'd like to take this particular coconut smoothie, add a little bit of dark rum in there, and put it over ice. I think that'd be pretty tasty.
Pina colada.
But yeah, absolutely. But why coconut?
And coconut is it's a wonder food, and it has so many healthy, beneficial properties to it. The first thing about it is that it has a ton of potassium. It has has about 3 to 4 bananas worth of potassium just in one bottle.
Wow,
that
much?
Yeah, it has 1,000 milligrams of potassium per bottle. Also, you're hearing about people using coconut oil a lot, and coconut oil comes from the coconut meat. They press the coconut meat to make the oil. And oil is great. The coconut oil is great for your skin. It's great for cooking. And then you have the coconut water, which is incredibly hydrating as well. One thing that a lot of people may not know about for the benefits of coconut is the coconut meat has fatty acids and it has omega-3s.
Oh, wow.
So that actually, it's kind of like avocado, where it actually statistically could help boost brain function if you have enough omega-3s. And that's kind of the idea behind Genius Juice, is that you're drinking literally the coconut meat blended up, which has the fatty acids, which is great for brain function.
Okay, so this is clearly a lot better for you than downing a Coca-Cola.
I would say just a little bit better. Yeah. I haven't had a Coke in years.
Actually, neither do I. I don't know why it is, but when I was a youngster growing up and everybody would grab the Coca-Cola, I couldn't drink it. I didn't like the taste. So I would drink like orange soda or grape soda.
Right.
And even today, I'll take a beer over a Coca-Cola any day of the week. But this is a lot healthier than a beer probably, and plus there's no alcohol in it, so it's great. And this is where I think the consumer trends are going. We're looking as consumers to eat and drink healthier, better foods, and to pick up the bottle and see that there's two ingredients, water and coconut, and not a whole bunch of artificial chemicals in there is just, I think that's the way to go. So where can somebody find Genius Juice? Where can they find your original coconut smoothie if they wanted to purchase it?
A great question. So if you're in Southern California, we're at every Whole Foods across.
Wow, you're in Whole Foods?
We're in Whole Foods.
Wow,
yes.
that's a significant feather in your cap. Whole Foods is kind of the company for that, all of that great, healthy, good food.
Oh, totally. I mean, they are following that trend, as you're mentioning, where they're really going towards organic, clean, natural. So we're in every Whole Foods in Southern California, also Arizona and Nevada. Locally here in SoCal, you can find us also at Bristol Farms. You can find us at Gelson's. We are looking to launch with Sprouts by early next year. So it's we're not in the mainstream stores yet, like the Ralphs and the Vons, but we're in the natural stores.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty prestigious. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people trying to get their products into the very stores that you've mentioned.
Oh, a ton.
It's not easy. And, why don't we talk about that for a minute? Because I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs who listen to the show, people trying to either start a business or they're trying to grow their business. And it is a challenge starting any business, but I would think it's particularly challenging to start a beverage business. Can you give us some insights into some of the challenges and obstacles you face to get this business off the ground?
Right. And there's always, every day, there's always obstacles. There's a new battle to fight. And with the beverage business, anyone can really get into it because it's one of the easiest things to make. You're literally blend something up, you pour it into a bottle, you seal the bottle, and you're done. And you can sell it, in farmers markets, which is where a lot of people start. But to grow and scale a beverage business, to get enough money, in your pocket to be able to to support the growth of your company, that's really the hardest part. And you really need to get big distribution in order to scale your product properly, and so you can get proper, margins, for your business. So the first year, I heard a statistic when I started this business, which didn't really scare me, didn't faze me. But the statistic is 90% of all food and beverage businesses fail.
90%.
90%.
Wow.
Now here's the kicker on this, Mike, is the second year. Of the 10% that survive from the first year, another 80% fail by the second year. So you're left with, I think 3 companies or 2 companies out of 100 that actually make it past year 2.
That is an amazing statistic.
It's very competitive. So it's not only having money to produce a great product with high quality, but you need to have a marketing mind as well to find some white space in the industry where you can offer something new and innovative that is not on the market, but something that people can buy, that they can understand. And also with a new product, you need to market it, which takes quite a bit of money to do in-store demos, promotions, 2-for-1 deals.
Right.
So, when just my advice to anyone who may want to start a food and beverage business is really make sure that you're well funded from an early stage. Whatever money you think you need, double it, at least.
Yeah, that is excellent advice. Capital, entrepreneurs always seem to underestimate the amount of capital they need. And for those of you listening out there who may be trying to raise money or thinking about raising money for your business, it is also one of the most challenging jobs you will ever encounter. Raising money is really, really tough. And, of course, our good federal government has done just about everything in its power for the last 30 years to restrict the flow of capital into small businesses and into entrepreneurial ventures. I can remember back when I first started working with companies trying to raise money, we had all these little small broker-dealers around. And you could go to them and they'd, do what we would call a private placement. They'd sell $1 million private placement to high net worth individuals, and they charge a fee for that. And you'd have maybe $1 million to run your business. That has virtually disappeared because of the regulatory and compliance work and the liability that those broker-dealers have to deal with now. They can't make enough money in commissions selling $1 million worth of investments to pay for all of the regulatory compliance and insurance that they have to have in order to protect themselves if something goes wrong with that investment. So they just stop doing it. And that is a real sad state of affairs. But that really is a subject for another show, perhaps. Anyways, we're coming up on the end of the segment. It is Mike Manahan, Biz Rap Radio. I'm here in studio with Alex Bayer. He is the CEO of Genius Juice, makers of the original coconut smoothie and the coffee coconut smoothie to come very soon. And we're going to talk more about the beverage business and what Alex is trying to accomplish with that business right after we break for these commercial messages. We'll be back right after these messages. And welcome back to Biz Rap Radio. It's your host, Michael Manahan. We are here in studio with Alex Bayer. He is the CEO of Genius Juice. His mainstay product, Original Coconut Smoothie, which, by the way, I've been drinking during the show. It is absolutely delicious. There is one entire coconut without the shell in every single bottle, all natural ingredients, none of those funny things you can't pronounce on the label. And again, Alex, thanks for joining me in studio.
Thanks, Mike. Great to be here.
And you also mentioned that you're going to be coming out with a new product, which is the coffee coconut smoothie, and that's ready to launch. Just an update for some of our listeners who may have just tuned in. You can get Genius Juice products in some of the best what I would call natural product retailers, in the country, places like Whole Foods Market, and give us some of the other places where they can find your product.
Right. So locally in Southern California, there's Bristol Farms, there's Mother's Market in Orange County, there's Gelson's as well. We're also in a few Sprouts locations down in San Diego, so we're expanding with Sprouts. So those are the major ones. Also, if you happen to be listening or streaming this, you're listening somewhere else besides California, we are also in Whole Foods in the Rocky Mountain region. We just launched with Texas as well, and also the Chicago Midwest region. So those people in Wisconsin, you can buy Genius Juice.
So you're really expanding all over the place. So let's talk a little bit. Well, first of all, I want to ask about money because we're more than halfway through the show, and I know you're looking to raise some capital for your business. Yep. By the way, I need to divulge to the audience here that Genius Juice has paid to be on the show. We have to legally disclose that. However, if anybody was interested in working with Alex to assist or to invest in his company or loan his company some money, BizRap Radio gets no fees or commissions off of that. And we're really excited to be here and talking about what Alex is doing. So, Alex, you've launched the product. You've got it in all of these markets, but you're facing one of the challenges that a lot of growing businesses face. Even if you're profitable, even if you've got your product in the market and you're making sales, you still might not have enough cash to support the business.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges, I guess, with any business, but especially for food and beverage, is cash flow. The amount of money that it takes to make the product, and manufacture it. by the time you actually see a dime of that, it could be 3 to 4 months later, especially with someone like Costco, a bigger retailer, where they don't pay you back right away.
What is the average? Just for people listening, might be interested. What is the your average terms of sale? Do you give the 30 days to pay, or what do you normally do?
Well, normally we do. We have really great relationships with our retailers, and we do a net 10. So we get paid in 10 days. But the challenge comes when you make, let's say, 50,000 bottles of Genius Juice, and you're selling it over the course of a month. So you may sell that bottle that you spent money on making a month or two from now, and then you collect it even later.
Gotcha.
So cash flow is definitely the hardest part, because if we were not growing, if we were just in the same stores day by day, month by month, year by year, then we were self-sustaining. We have enough. We're cash flow positive with our margins. But the challenge comes when you grow.
Right.
And this happened, recently, where we got approved for 3 more Whole Foods regions, Texas, Chicago, Midwest.
So that's not stores; those are regions. So that's many stores.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. And then you've got to supply inventory to all of those stores.
Exactly. They actually order it a month ahead of time, so you're shipping it out to them a month before they even sell it.
Wow. So, what is the shelf life on a product like this?
Ours is 120 days.
Okay, so that's 6 months.
4 months.
4 months. Okay,
close enough.
Close enough. Okay, forget about the fact that I teach accounting and finance. I don't even know how many months is in 120 days, but that's 4 months.
Yeah, I'll say that if you don't sell if you don't sell your product within 4 months, then you shouldn't be selling it at all.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. It means people don't like it.
So, so there's lead time, because you have to get the coconut from Thailand, and that comes over on a ship.
Yeah, it comes in a container. So we have a third-party supplier that we've teamed up with. They actually take all the coconut water and the meat, and they take it from the coconuts, all in Thailand, and then they send it all over here. And then we blend it up.
And you have to pay for that probably in advance, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you got to pay for the coconut. Then that's on the water. Takes 4-6 weeks to get here.
Exactly.
And then you have to take that coconut that arrives, process it into the finished product, which involves labor here to pay the workers, which involves the plastic bottle, the labeling, all of those things.
Yep.
So now you've got all of you've got your finished products. You're maybe 8 weeks into the process. You've had to spend a whole bunch of money, and now you're ready to start shipping to the customers. But you ship to the customers, and it could be maybe another 30 days before you get paid.
Exactly. The rule of thumb that I follow, that many mentors have told me in this business, is prepare to collect as late as 4 months after you first put the money down for the raw materials, whether it's the coconut or the bottle, the cap, the label. So, and that's where the cash flow comes in, is when we're growing like we're growing, where we're going to be doubling our footprint in Whole Foods. That takes an immense amount of capital to fund that.
Right.
And then you start looking at marketing and demos in stores and promos.
Right.
And there's more money going out.
Well, that's right, because a lot of the stores now, if they decide to carry your product, they want you to go out and do some marketing in the store, because the people coming into the store, the regular customers, don't know anything about that product. So you need to hire one of those companies that sends that person out, who sets up a little table and pours free samples and hands out flyers and stuff. That's not cheap.
It's not cheap. And, normally they're these girls that do the demos, they're very attractive. They try to catch your eye for good reason. And they charge $25 an hour.
Wow.
To do what they do. That's the standard.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So how much you're looking to raise in terms of capital for the business?
Yeah, to fund our growth, we're looking to raise $750,000 as a minimum. Our target is about $1.25 million.
Okay.
And again, that's really to fund the growth.
Right.
Also, we're coming out with not only the coffee coconut smoothie, but we have a third flavor coming out early next year, which is a vanilla protein coconut smoothie. Okay. So the funding is primarily going to be for that growth.
Okay. And I think it's important to realize for somebody listening that this Genius Juice is not a startup. I mean, you're beyond that phase. The big thing we always talk about in entrepreneurship is we talk about proof of concept. And that means, not only can you make the product, but once you've made the product, will somebody actually buy it? And there's a lot of great ideas that unfortunately don't translate into saleable products for a host of reasons. But you're beyond that, because you not only created the product, you've proved that, in fact, people will buy it and pay the price that you're able to charge for it, and you're, in fact, growing on that base. So you're more than a startup. You're really now in what I would call that growth phase of a company that's somewhere between startup and a more mature company.
Exactly. The pain and suffering of starting the business, it's gone down, but it's still there.
Right.
So we've been around for over 2 years. We officially started in January of 2014. But Mike, you're exactly right. Where so releasing the product into the market, does it sell? Do people get it? Were we able to create a new category within the coconut beverage industry, being a coconut smoothie, which no one else has ever done? There's a lot of chance and risk in doing that, and we've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that the product does sell, and people like it, people get it, and they understand the health benefits as well. So we're really happy that, especially through big national chains like Whole Foods, that it is taking off. And now we just need to ride that momentum and get more bottles on the shelf, get more flavors out. Right. So it's a fun stage to be in, because you got something really special. And also, we haven't really talked much about it, but the branding is also very, very unique. If you go to geniusjuice.com or you see it at any of the Whole Foods, the branding on the front, we wanted to go for something really fun and light and have some personality. A lot of juice brands, it's very sterile, very plain. We have an Einstein head on the very front, which is a coconut head. So it's really clever, really fun.
It is, and it's really, and it catches your eye right off the bat. And as we mentioned earlier, it looks a little bit like you. Got the glasses on, the green glasses.
More hair.
Is that the mouth, or is that a big bushy mustache?
That's a big bushy mustache.
Okay, great. Yeah. Well, look, we're going to be back with more with Alex Bayer, CEO of Genius Juice. And talk more about what he's trying to do with the company, including raising some capital for expansion. But right now, we need to pay some bills. We'll be back right after these messages. And welcome back to BizRap Radio. It's your host, Michael Manahan. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. We are in studio with Alex Bayer. He's the CEO of Genius Juice and his, flagship product, Original Coconut Smoothie, which I've been kind of sipping on here as we've been doing the show. It's an absolutely fabulous drink. It is an entire coconut without the shell in a 12-ounce bottle, available at places like Whole Foods and Sprouts and many other specialty retailers. And Alex, again, thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely, Mike.
You've really had some of the trials and tribulations and challenges with starting a small beverage business, and the failure rate in food companies in general, entrepreneurial food companies in general. But I want to present a challenge to the audience out there. I know you can't look at where every single product you buy is made. Most of us don't have time to do that. But most retailers, whether it's Ralph's or Vaughn's or Sprouts or Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, most retailers do feature a certain number of products by smaller local entrepreneurial companies, as opposed to the big food companies like Quaker Oats or Nabisco or Heinz Food, these multi-billion-dollar international companies. And I hear a lot of talk, particularly with it being election time, about shipping jobs overseas and all of this stuff. And I think we as consumers, we have an obligation to support the smaller businesses, the entrepreneurs, because really what we're doing is we're supporting our neighbors. We're supporting the guy down the street, the guy who lives in our community, guy or girl who lives in our community, and we can make a conscious effort to help small businesses by buying their products. And I know there's always the excuse as well. Some of some local products are a little more expensive and that type of thing. But really, even if you just took 10% of your budget on what you spend every week on food and merchandise, if you directed 10% of that into buying locally manufactured products from entrepreneurs and small businesses, that would put such a shot of adrenaline into this economy. We would be booming like nothing you've ever seen. So, Alex, kudos to you for tackling, this world of big corporations that try to monopolize, the various different industry segments. The fact that you've survived, that you're growing, that's a great accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with these big brands, they have major marketing dollars, and they try to push other companies out. And in the beverage world, there's the Cokes and the Pepsis and all of them. And what makes it even more of a challenge is they purchase other companies that are a direct competitor of you. Mm-hmm. So I think if you release a product that is really not only really unique but really healthy at a fair price point, there is a chance. There is a fighting chance, but you have to work incredibly hard, push really hard, and find a niche in the market that you can really expose. And that's, I think, what we've done with our coconut smoothie.
Oh, you've definitely done that. Again, it's Genius Juice. The label reads Genius. It's got this interesting looking guy on it, a coconut head with glasses and a mustache. Original coconut smoothie. It's available at specialty retailers like Sprouts and Whole Foods. Definitely go out there and check it out. Now, let's say somebody is in a neighborhood where there just is no specialty retailer. Can you order this online?
That is a great question. We actually just launched our online store. And the address is a little bit long, but it's very easy words. It's we do it through a company called Fresh Realm. We've partnered up with them as a key strategic partner. And it's the easiest thing to do is go to our website, geniusjuice.com, and on the very front page, you'll see a big image of our online store. Click on that, and you'll go directly to our online site. Where you can purchase the product. And what's great is if you're anywhere on the West Coast or in the Rockies and part of the Midwest, you can get Genius Juice. And soon we're going to make it available to the East Coast and South and also Northeast.
Wow, that's cool. So if you're not lucky enough to have one of these specialty retailers like a Sprouts or a Whole Foods near you, and let's face it, a lot of people, they live in rural areas or they live in small communities that just don't have the selection we have like in Los Angeles. You can order Genius Juice products online. That's great. So go to geniusjuice.com and check that out and place an order. Now, let's get back to the money raising. You're trying to raise some money. Are you looking at debt? Are you looking at equity? Or do you have any specifics in mind? Or what are your thoughts, Alex?
We prefer equity. Mm-hmm. That shows that the investor sees that our brand, our partner investor, sees the brand as a high potential and that it's going to grow and prosper and gain more distribution. We are also open to a C note, a convertible note as well, mm-hmm. which is also known as debt.
Right.
So we've done both types of deals, but we do prefer equity, and we are looking to raise a minimum of $750,000 to really fund our growth, expanding with Whole Foods and also expanding with Sprouts and coming out with a couple new flavors as well. Right. So either I'm open to both, but we do prefer equity-based deals.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, so if you're interested, definitely contact Alex. Alex, the best way to get a hold of you?
So the best way is to go through our website. Okay. It's geniusjuice.com, and you can click on Contact, or you can also email me directly. And my email is abayer, that's B-A-Y-E-R, like the aspirin, at geniusjuice.com. So abayer at geniusjuice.com.
I want to give a little bit of a shout out to an organization that I work with and that you've been working with, and that is the South Bay Entrepreneurial Center.
Phenomenal.
That is
Phenomenal place.
That is just for the audience. The South Bay Entrepreneurial Center is located in Torrance, California, and it really provides mentorship for entrepreneurs, people who are running small businesses or trying to start small businesses. And Alex, you've been working with them for a while.
Correct. Can I mention anyone's name? Or
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So, I originally met Gary Polk through the South Bay Entrepreneurial Center, and he wanted me, he said, I really think you get a lot of value out of the SBEC, and I took his word for it, and I joined. And it's been such an amazing benefit to me, and I can't even express that strongly enough over the radio. You know, you can see me right now. I'm so passionate about what they do. And they team me up with a couple different mentors, and they have coached me. One mentor built $1 million. He sold his business for $multi-million, and he is helping me and coaching me to build Genius Juice.
Wow, that's cool.
And then we also we have a mentor who has been a CFO for many years and is an accountant and a CPA. And that's Patrick, and he's been an amazing inspiration to us, has been helping us with our cash flow. So, it's really a place where you feel as an entrepreneur and you may be a little nervous or lost and you're not sure which direction to go. They provide those resources that you need to really sustainably grow your business and avoid the pitfalls that many entrepreneurs go through. So I 100% recommend you go there, at least to their website, which is, I think, sbec.org.
I think it is, yeah. But if you just keyed in also South Bay Entrepreneurial Center or Googled SBEC, you'll find them. A great group to work with. I'm a mentor there. In fact, I'm right now doing their pitch night training where we're teaching entrepreneurs how to better pitch their story, and that is just so much fun. I'd love to talk more about that, but we don't have a huge amount of time left. So, Alex, once again, it's Alex Baer, CEO of Genius Juice. Absolutely fabulous products. Original coconut smoothie, delicious, healthy. Trying to raise a little bit of capital for his business. You can go to geniusjuice.com. Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, Mike, it was great being here. Thanks for inviting me, and look forward to coming back again.
Well, wonderful. Here at BizRap Radio, we believe we can fix the United States of America through a fundamental concept that individuals pursuing their own economic interests in free markets will create more prosperity for more people than can ever be achieved through government regulation and a planned economy. BizRap Radio, fixing America through individual economic freedom. That's it for this week. We'll be back again next week with another edition of BizRap Radio.